The movie begins with Ray Breslin, a highly skilled security expert, deliberately getting himself imprisoned in a high-security federal prison in Colorado. His goal? To break out. This is actually his job. He tests prison systems by infiltrating them under fake identities and finding their weaknesses. Once he's locked up, he stages a fight, so the guards send him to the most secure unit, which is a tiny, isolated cell. There, Ray starts analyzing the prison from inside. He observes everything: how long the guards take smoke breaks, how many are posted in each area, and how the cells are locked. For example, he cleverly figures out the door code by using a chocolate milk wrapper to lift fingerprints off the keypad. He also finds a way to send an encrypted message to his team on the outside, asking them to create a distraction to help with his escape. On the day of the escape, he blocks his cell door with soap-soaked toilet paper so it won't fully lock. Then, using the code he deduced, he unlocks it, crawls through a vent, and reaches the fire garage. Disguised as a firefighter, he sneaks out by clinging to the underside of a fire truck, which leaves during a planned explosion outside. Once out, he's picked up by his team, Abigail and Hush, who drive him to a phone booth where he contacts his business partner Lester Clark. Lester arrives with documents proving Ray's identity, leading the police to release him. It's then revealed that Ray is co-founder of Breslin Clark, a private firm that tests the security of prisons by placing Ray inside them and seeing if he can escape. He explains to the impressed warden that he does this because he's uniquely good at breaking out. Back at his office, Ray effortlessly solves a complex puzzle designed by Hush, showing how sharp his mind is. Soon after, Lester introduces Ray to Jessica Miller, a CIA lawyer who read Ray's book and wants him to test a new top-secret prison for extremely dangerous criminals. Though his team is hesitant, Jessica insists that the prisoners are monsters. Ray agrees, tempted by the challenge and the millions being offered. He assumes a fake identity, Anthony Porto, a Spanish terrorist, and is told that Warden Rajamarsh will be his only contact. Hush implants a tracker in Ray's arm, but things go wrong. Ray is kidnapped by masked men, drugged, and the tracker is removed to prevent his team from finding him. He briefly regains consciousness on a helicopter, sees a guard kill another prisoner, and is knocked out again. When he wakes up, Ray finds himself inside a strange glass cell. He quickly realizes this prison is nothing like any he's ever seen. The facility is isolated, high-tech, and terrifying. He's introduced to the real warden, Hobbs, who knows Ray's evacuation code but ignores it, treating him as a regular prisoner. Ray figures out that this is an illegal black site, not sanctioned by any government, where the rich and powerful send people they want erased. Ray meets fellow inmate Emil Rotmeyer, who tries to team up with him. The two begin to investigate the facility from the inside. Ray suspects the prison is underground, possibly in a desert, and notices steel rivets in the isolation cells. To get sent to solitary and check them out, Ray gets Emil to punch him. Inside the oven-like isolation chamber, Ray deduces he can weaken the rivets using heat with the help of a reflective surface. Meanwhile, Abigail and Hush try to track Ray down and confront Lester, who's now acting suspicious. He says he'll talk to Jessica, but does nothing helpful. Ray tells Emil that Hobbs is using ideas from Ray's own book to design the prison, and they realize Emil may be the real target, not Ray. Emil's punishment helps them steal a metal drain cover, which Ray will use to reflect heat and snap the rivets in the isolation chamber. He polishes the cover with toothpaste. To get sent back to solitary, they stage a fight involving a third inmate, Javed, who's Muslim. While in the oven, Ray heats the rivets, blocks the camera with bread, and escapes through the air vents. He accidentally breaks a pipe, causing a flood, and when he emerges, he's stunned to find out the truth. The prison is not underground. It's a giant cargo ship in the middle of the ocean. Ray sneaks back before being discovered, realizing escape just got much harder. Meanwhile, Abigail and Hush discover an illegal facility known as the Tomb, which might be where Ray is, but they still can't pinpoint it. Hobbs becomes suspicious and tightens security. Lester secretly tells Hobbs who Ray really is, ordering him to keep Ray locked up forever. It turns out Lester is running the prison and wants to extract info from Emil, who is secretly Mannheim, a cyber genius who once created a program capable of crashing the global financial system. Ray is tortured with sleep deprivation and beatings, but Emil encourages him to keep going. Ray opens up about his past, He was once a lawyer, but after his wife and son were murdered by a criminal who escaped prison, he made it his mission to design escape-proof facilities. With help from Javed, Ray and Emil keep moving forward. Javed pretends to be a snitch for Hobbs so he can prey on the top deck, where he uses a makeshift sextant Ray designed out of glasses, a pen, and cardboard. They discover they're somewhere near Morocco. Emil says he knows a guy in Casablanca who can help if they can send a message. Ray fakes a medical emergency using the clotting powder he stole. During the exam, he reveals his real identity to the doctor and urges him to find his book in Hobbs's office as proof. The doctor, conflicted, checks and realizes Ray is telling the truth. He agrees to send a message to Emil's contact. On the day of the escape, Ray misleads Hobbs with false information about Mannheim's location. Javed tricks Hobbs into relocating guards by falsely claiming there's a riot in another block. Ray uses Morse code to signal a real riot in the same area, creating full chaos. Javed starts the riot in his block, and the group makes a break for it. However, security doors trap them. Just then, Emil's rescue team arrives in helicopters, engaging the guards in a shootout. Javed is shot. Ray rushes to the engine room and disables the ship's power, opening the doors. He tells Emil to escape, while Javed stays behind with 2 pistols, making a heroic last stand to buy them time. Ray fights and kills the head prison officer, then hides inside a flushing tank. When power is restored, the tank floods, flushing him into the ocean. Hobbs sees him and tries to shoot, but Emil lowers a helicopter ladder to pull Ray up. Ray shoots an oil tank, triggering a huge explosion that kills Hobbs and destroys the prison. They fly to Morocco, where Jessica is waiting. It's then revealed that Emil is Mannheim, and Jessica is his daughter. The whole plan to send Ray into the prison was orchestrated to break Emil out. The alias Anthony Porto was actually a code Emil would recognize. Jessica admits that Lester was originally in on the plan, but then betrayed them for power and profit. Back home, Ray reunites with Abigail. Meanwhile, Lester is celebrating his supposed victory until he wakes up trapped in his car inside a shipping container, sealed aboard a cargo ship. He's now heading to the same kind of hellish fate he planned for Ray.